Okay, pwede na po kayong nag-fill out ng inyong attendance for this day. Nandiyan na po yung link sa ibabaw. Kindly open the link. Hindi naman. Wala pa rin? Okay na? Okay na. So, let's start the afternoon session. Mukhang ready na sila. Marami na ba sila? 32.
Dami na rin, ma'am.
So, umpisahan na natin. So, let me introduce you our first workshop facilitator. She is a licensed librarian who has been with the National Library of the Philippines since 2009. She took up Bachelor of Library and Information Science in Baliwag University and graduated as cum laude. She entered graduate studies and received alumni scholar when she took up Master of Library and Information Science from 2013 and graduated in 2015. She finished an intensive training program and acquired a professional certificate in archiving and resource management in UP Diliman in 2016. In 2016, she represented NLP in international course for Cultural Heritage Management in South Korea held at Korea National University of Cultural Heritage. She participated as a resource speaker and facilitator in various seminars and trainings in preservation and conservation of library materials. Our first workshop facilitator, let us all welcome Ms. Farley S. Gokoyo. Let's give her a big round of applause.
So, good afternoon. Good afternoon po, everyone. Nadidinig po ako? Malinaw po? Malinaw. Yan. So, good afternoon. I hope you all had a good lunch. Okay, ayusin ko lang po ang aking presentation. Yan. So, before we proceed with the workshops, I will discuss first the different damages that occur to library collections. Okay, so these damages are likely due to usage, age, and poor storage as well. So, hindi natin pwedeng i-expect na yung mga borrowers or yung mga clients natin to be extra careful as we are in handling books because these things are out of our control. Okay, so first, okay, there are different types of damages we look for in our collection. First is burn. Yan. So, makikita nyo po dyan sa picture, ang sample po ng burn damage. Okay? So, burn damage is a permanent damage. So, the best way to deal with fire damage is to prepare for it. But sometimes, accidents, hindi natin siya maiiwasan. So, yan. So, books with such damage are likely to be brittle. So, pwede ding burn damage, hindi lang, wait lang po yan. So, hindi lang siya dahil sa fire, pwede ding magkaroon ng burn damage due to pen marks or glue. Yan. So, as much as we can, pigilan po natin or paalalahanan natin ang ating mga readers na hindi po sila mag-doodle or hindi sila magsulat sa books using ink. Okay? So next damage is dirt. So this is the most common damage that we have in our libraries. So ang dirt, kapag nag-accumulate na ang dust and dirt, nagkakaroon siya ng chemical reaction dahil tumataas yung acidity niya. Okay? So later, we will have a workshop kung paano natin magagawa yung dry cleaning at paglinis ng mga accumulated dust sa ating mga collections. Okay? Okay. Next is the distortion. So, as you can see in the picture, yan. Ang distortion po ay caused ng water damage. So, ayan siya. Kung makikita nyo po, bent siya, deformed and out of shape po yung mga books. So, this is why din po, kaya dapat nating ipagbawal ang pagpasok ng any drinks or beverages in our reading areas. So, yan. And also, water damage is a permanent damage. So, hindi na po natin ito maa-undo. So, ganyan na po siya. Hindi na natin siya mababalik sa kanyang original shape. Okay? So, next is faxing. So, faxing is brownish mold stains which appear in either, yan, pwede siyang malaki or maliit na brown marks. Yan. Madami pong itsura ng faxing. So, pwede siyang brown marks, pwede din siyang green, parang mold. Yan. So, this is an indication na matanda na po yung libro. Yan. Usually po sa mga old books po ito makikita. And also, this is an indication that the books were improperly stored or shelved. So, possible na yung storage ay nagfa-fluctuate ang temperature, possible na damp and humid or may poor circulation inside the storage. So, yan. Nakakasunod po ba? Naintindihan po ako? Okay. Next is insect grazing. So, as you can see in the picture, yan po ang isang sample ng insect or pest na gustong-gusto pong tumira sa libro. Yan po ay silverfish. Okay? So, madami pong klase ng insect na nakatira sa libro or sa mga glue. Gustong-gusto po nila na nagre-reside po sila sa hinges and glue ng mga collections natin. So, possible po na mayroong silverfish, termites, yan. Hindi lang po nangyari. Yan. So, yan po. Possible po na meron ding termites. Madami pong klase ng pests. Yan. So, gustong-gusto po nila yung adhesives and coatings po ng libro. So, usually, this damage po, this is historic or inactive already. Meaning, wala na po kayo masyadong makikita halos na live na insects or wala na po kayo makikita na active trace na pest sa books. Okay? So, yan po yung mga, pag may nakita po kayong ganito sa inyong library, ibig sabihin po nun, meron pong insekto sa inyong storage. Okay. Next is wormholes. So, generally, bookworm po ang tawag sa mga kinds ng insect na naninirahan sa mga libro. Yan. So, as you can see in the picture, may mga butas po siya. Yan. Yan po yung trace na dyan po nanggaling yung mga bookworms. Yan. So, they chew on books. Okay. Next is missing part. So, sa missing part po, it can be missing page or missing cover or possible po na any portion po ng libro na may nawawala. Yan. So, yan po ang missing part. Okay. Next is tear or torn pages. Okay. So, sometimes torn pages are caused by library users who just love to rip the pages of the book. Minsan intentional nila tong ginagawa. So, sana hindi tayo maka-experience ng ganitong klase ng damage. Yan. Minsan kasi yung mga readers, they just take what they need eh. They just tear the pages. So, punit lang sila ng punit. Mas convenient yun sa kanila. Kaysa mag-photocopy sila or sometimes kasi pinipigilan din sila mag-photocopy. Okay? Next one is mouse chew. So, even mouse, nakakapasok sila sa storage. Possible siya. So, as you can see in the picture, this is a kind of mouse attack. They love to bite the corners and edges of the books. So it is important that we should not bring any kind of food inside the stock room para hindi po tayo dagain. So yung trays po ng mga food inside the storage, yun po yung unang pinupuntahan ng mga mice. And then, tsaka po sila mag-chew sa mga collections po natin. Okay. Next is stain. So in this picture, you can see it is like a mold or liquid marks. Yan. So possible din po daw na yung sweat or yung pawis po ng kamay natin, pwede din siyang mag-cause ng ganitong klase ng mark or ng stain. Or possible din po na manggaling siya from water leakage inside the stock room. Okay? Or pwede din ulit po na sometimes we love to drink a cup of coffee over a book. So yan, so pwedeng matapunan siya or tumalsik sa page na binabasa. Yan. So madami pong factors ng pinanggagalingan ng stain. Yan, ito po another kind po ng picture ng stain. Okay. Yan. So those are the different kinds of the most common damages that we have in our libraries. Okay? So sometimes yung damage po is unavoidable at yung mga accidents po ay hindi natin alam kailan mangyayari. So we must bear in mind po that repairs should be done by professionals. So hindi po tayo basta-basta pwedeng mag-repair ng libro. Hindi din po advisable na nagte-tape po tayo or yung scotch tape ng mga books. Yan, gaya po ng nabanggit kanina sa topic ni Ma'am Emma Ray, yung sa part po ito ng preservation and conservation activities. So, it is very important that meron po tayong knowledge. Meron po tayong knowledge sa yan. It is important na meron po tayong knowledge sa basic preservation and conservation activities natin. Yan, para po sa ating collections care. Yan. Wait lang po Gumagalaw po mag-isa yung presentation ko. Okay. Okay. So, having known the most common damages in our collection, it's time to assess our collection. So, dito po sa amin, sa NLP, we calibrated a form to assess the damages of our collections. So, yan. Ito po yung form na kinalibrate ng NLP to assess each rare books that we have. Yan. Sige po, isa-isahin po natin kung ano po yung laman ng form. So, this is called the Conservation Survey for Books form. So, we simply fill this form. Yan. Kung makikita nyo po, may call number, yan, accession number, collection, and date of report. So, let's assume that ngayon natin ginawa, yan, so October 28, 2020. Yan, isusulat nyo lang po dyan ang complete call number, accession number. You can modify it, you can add the title or the author. Okay? And then, sa first column po, makikita nyo yung different damages that I mentioned earlier. And the parts of the book, parts of the binding sa bandang taas. Yan. And then other features, yung mga hindi po nabanggit or yung mga wala po dito sa damages na nakalist. Okay? So, if you are going to assess a book, i-check nyo lang po dito kung ano po dito yung nakita nyo sa isang libro. So, one form, 1:1 po tayo, one form for a book. Okay? So, let's say, for example, ang book po na inassess natin ay may damage ang spine, may damage ang cover. So, you will just put a check mark. And then, if you see a dusty or dirty book, you will just put a check. And sa faxing, ayan. And then on the third column, you can see the recommendation. So, ano bang recommendation ang ilalagay natin dito? So, pwede na basic book repair and dry cleaning since dirty yung libro. Okay? So, ganyan po yung itsura ng conservation survey for books form. And then, ilalagay nyo po sa bandang baba kung sino po yung nag-assess. Yan. Si Juan de la Cruz, in-assess niya noong October 28 at ginawan din niya ng report on the same day. Okay? So, all the accomplished form po, pag natapos niyo ng i-assess, let's say naka 10 books kayo for this day, so you should compile this based on the damages. So, pwedeng pagsama-samahin ng mga form that needs dry cleaning or those that needs basic rebinding if needed. Okay? Para saan ba tong form na to? So, this form can help us prioritize kung ano-ano yung uunahin nating bigyan ng pansin sa ating mga collections. Yan. So, may katanungan po ba bago po tayo mag-proceed? So, yan po. If you wish to have a copy of this form, pwede ko pong isend sa inyo and you can modify it po based on your collections or based on your needs. Okay, stop share. May tanong po? Okay. So, okay na po tayo mag-proceed sa ating next topic. Okay, why is there no title of the book on the survey form? Ayun, ma'am, galing kay Ma'am Marie. Yun nga ma'am, as I said po earlier, pwede naman nyo pong lagyan. Kasi meron naman din po siyang accession number and call number. So, it's up to you po. Pwede nyo din pong lagyan ng title or author kung gusto nyo po. Okay. Okay. So, for the next topic assigned to me.
Miss Far, meron pang questions.
Meron pa?
Ano po uli yung faxing?
Balik po natin yung faxing.
Sige, oo. Ano daw? Oo, meron pa.
Okay. Faxing. So, yung faxing po, sige, papakita ko lang po yung picture. Okay. So, yung faxing po, ito po yung mga maliliit or pwede din pong malalaki na stain. Brownish po siya na similar po sa molds. Yan. Na para po siyang snowflake pattern eh. So, ayan po. Yan po yung makikita nyo sa faxing. So, indication din po siya na ang storage po ay may fluctuating temperature. So, pwedeng hindi po stable yung temperature, damp or may humid inside the storage area. Okay? Hindi ko nakakita yung yung question. Ayan. Okay na po?
Okay na.
Okay, so we can proceed to the dry cleaning of books. Okay. Okay. Dry cleaning of books in libraries. So, why do we need to dry clean our collection? So, bakit nga ba? Let's define dry cleaning first. So, dry cleaning, it is simply the removal of loose surface dirt on bound volumes or loose sheets of paper. So, our goal, we aim to remove the surface dirt daw. Okay? So, yung surface dirt naman na to, this is very basic. We can just use a brush or maybe dusters, erasers, or cloth. So, ayan po yung mga pwedeng gamitin. Okay? So, this process is very basic and easy to do, but we should do this with particular care. Dapat po maingat po ang ating paggawa sa procedure na ito para po hindi tayo maka-add ng damage dun po sa ating material. Okay? So, dagdag ko lang, ano ba yung causes ng dirty collections? Sige, later na yan. Ito muna. How often should the collection should be cleaned? So, yung frequency po nito ay depende po sa location ng inyong storage and depende din po sa accumulated dirt Okay, first, collection close to humans or access points. Example, yung doors and windows. So, practically, yung mga collections po na malapit sa doors and windows, lalo na po yung mga malapit sa roads and traffic, yan po yung mga madudumi po na part po ng storage. Okay? Okay, next, yung an urban environment may create more dust. So, yan nga, yung malapit sa roads. And it can be regular or biennial program. So, kung tingin nyo po ay kailangan nyo pong maggawa ng program, ng regular maintenance program po sa inyong mga collections, pwede po yun. Magsiset po kayo ng regular program, it can be quarterly or twice a year or even once a year na dry cleaning po sa inyong collections. So, everything po is up to you. Okay? So, who should do the cleaning? So, of course, tayo pong mga library people can carry this out, mga permanent library and archive staff, and library staff. So, the deciding factor po kung sino ang gagawa nito may be cost and the availability of the local staff and other assistants kung meron bang time na gawin ito, meron bang gagawa. Okay? So, pwede din po itong ipagawa sa mga students and volunteers. Pero, make sure po na they have proper training and ideally under supervision pa din. So, wag po natin ipagpaubaya sa mga students and volunteers. As much as possible, nakikita pa din po natin yung ginagawa nila. Okay? Bakit kailangan pa rin under supervision? Kasi, pag walang masyadong knowledge po at nag-carry out ng ganitong activity, so pwede pong makadagdag ng harm sa ating collections. Okay? In addition, kailangan din po natin ng malinaw na written guidelines. We should provide a written guidelines for the staff and volunteers as well after the initial training. Bakit natin kailangan? Para yung methods na gagamitin natin and which type of materials lang yung papasok dun sa guidelines, yun lang yung pwede nilang galawin. Okay? So, what should be cleaned? So, basically, it applies to books and bound archives. Okay? And pwede din yung mga loose documents. Basta make sure lang na yung documents ay walang mga cheap part. Later, we will have a demonstration kung paano natin gagawin yung dry cleaning. So, mas maiintindihan po natin siya later. Okay? Yan. So, dapat din ang dry cleaning ay gagawin siya sa isang malinis na lugar, well-lit area. So, again, it is up to you, to the library supervisor or library staff to decide kung saan nyo pwedeng i-carry out yung process na ito. So, pwede po itong in a separate room or pwede ding pwede ding same room ng storage pero malayo siya sa mga shelves. Okay? So, where should I start? For the preparation, so check the collection's vulnerability and age. So, maganda yung intention na magde-dry clean ka, but make sure nakakayanin pa siya ng collection mo. Baka sobrang luma na siya. At pag kinuha pa lang siya sa shelves, ay magka-lagas-lagas na siya. Okay? Personal protection. Ayan. So, it is important that we are ready before carrying this out. Ayan. So, mamaya, sasabihin ko din at ipapakita natin kung ano ang ideal na tools and personal protection bago ito gawin. Make sure all the needed tools are at reach. Okay, so iisa-isahin po natin siya later. Okay? So, for the dry cleaning workshop, kakailanganin natin ang conservation survey for books form. So, So, kailangan ma-accomplish mo na ito bago tayo magsimula ng ating dry cleaning. Okay? Next is the laboratory gown or apron. So, any kind po, pwedeng cloth, pwedeng plastic, it's up to you kung ano pong available. Disposable gloves, so pwede ding cloth gloves, kung saan po kayo komportable. Okay? So, books to be dry cleaned. So, habang sinasabi ko po ito, may I request the participants to prepare their materials para po, after po ng introduction ng mga tools and materials, we will proceed to the dry cleaning demonstration. Okay? Next is book stand. So, yung book stand naman, hindi naman siya, optional naman siya. So, pwede kong mag-stock up lang na mga books din at doon lang siya isasandal. Okay? And different kinds of flat and wide dusting or hake brush. So, any soft brush will do. Okay? So, we have the cleaning pad. Ito po yung cleaning pad. Nabibili po siya sa market. And white vinyl eraser and cheese grater. Yan. Spatula. And microbial laminar flow cabinet or clean bench for short. Yan. Ang clean bench po, yan. Dito po namin ginagawa ang aming dry cleaning process. Ano ba ang clean bench? So, ang clean bench po is a work area wherein it has its own filtered air supply. So, pinoprotect po niya, kinukuha niya po yung air na malinis, then filter niya para po hindi na yung ilalabas niya po na filtered air ay hindi po damage towards po dun sa user and work surface. So, isa po siyang clean environment para po sa mga libro. Okay? Yan. So, ideally, ganito po ang itsura nyo or itsura, ayan. Ganyan po ang magiging appearance ng ating library staff na magda-dry clean. So, you can wear a lab gown or an apron. Okay? So, yan po ang actual na appearance ng dry cleaning. Okay? So, before we proceed with the dry cleaning workshop, I would like you to watch a short video clip showing how to dry clean the dry cleaning process po. This is an overview kung ano po yung gagawin niya later. Okay? So let's wait for the video clip. Okay. So, to the participants, may I request na to please follow the step-by-step procedure accordingly. Okay, so I assume po na na-prepare niyo na po yung mentioned materials earlier. Pwede po bang i-request na yung mga participants ay mag-turn on po ng video nila? Please? Please po. Sabay po natin siyang gagawin. Pa-open po ng video, please. Yan, thank you, sir. Sir Ryan, thank you. Okay. Sige po, pa-open po. Ma'am Christina, Ma'am Daniel
Miss Far,
po.
may tanong, magkano daw po ang isang laminar flow o clean bench? Approximately lang po.
Sige, sagutin natin later.
Ah,
Open na po ang mga videos. Ma'am, si Ma'am Christina, si Ma'am Daniel, si Ma'am Emma Maria. Okay. Si Sir John Cedric. Si Miss Christine, Miss Laarni, Lilian, Maylin, yan, Ma'am Maria Gloria. Pa-turn on po ng mga videos. Pakitapat po ng video sa inyong mga desk po. Yan. Kasi may nagmo-monitor po. Yan. Thank you, Sir John Cedric. Okay. Yan. Thank you po. Okay, so I think makakapag-proceed na tayo. Okay. So we will be having the live demonstration by one of our NLP bookbinders, Mr. Marty Ico. So are we all ready? Yan. Pa-spotlight po sa kanila. Kahit hindi na po ako, patanggal na po ako sa spotlight. Yan, thank you. Okay, so these are the step-by-step procedure. First, okay, external po muna tayo. Clean each volume externally. So by doing this, you have to hold the book firmly closed. Okay? So uunahin nyo po, ayan, nakikita nyo po si Sir Marty, uunahin nyo po yung labas. So spine, sige po. Top edge. Yan, yung mga side. Okay, top edge, fore edge, tail. Yan. Yung mga boards and spine. Okay? Nakakasunod po. Yan, ni Sheila. Yan, very good ni Sheila. Isa lang camera ni Miss Sheila tsaka ni Sir John Cedric. Na po. Sige. Make sure po na nakasuot kayo ng apron or lab gown. Okay? Sino pang sumusunod? Okay. So, next step. So, after brushing the outer part, we will proceed to the inner part of the book. Okay? So, gently turn the page and brush off any visible dirt. So, lahat po ng nakikita ng ating naked eye, yun po ang ibabrush natin. Ang tawag daw po sa stroke na to ay burst star stroke or star burst stroke. Yan. So, we will gently brush outward. So, inside, palabas. Yan. Outward and upward. Okay? Okay po. So, books need to have clean every page. So, iisa-isahin nyo po. Per page. Okay? So, per page po. So, in turning the pages, you can use a spatula. Kung medyo nahihirapan po kayo, yan, pwede po kayong gumamit ng spatula. So, as you can see po, si Kuya Marky po ay nakasuot ng gloves and apron. Okay? Okay, si Miss Sheila. Ayan. So, sila Sir John Cedric at saka si Miss Sheila. Ayan, para nag-enjoy naman sila. Okay. Okay. So, dahan-dahan lang po. Very, very gentle as you brush. Okay. So, if more cleaning is needed, kung tingin nyo po ay meron pang mga dirt na kaya pang tanggalin, so you can use a sponge. Kuya Marty, may sponge ba tayo? Or grated vinyl eraser. So, yung white eraser po, yung white rubber eraser, pwede natin siyang gamitin. Yan. So, i-demo po ni Kuya Marty kung paano gamitin yung white vinyl eraser na may grater. Yan. Cheese grater po siya. Okay? Okay. Yung grated eraser, pwede po natin siyang gamitin sa surface ng pages. Yan. Lalagay po yung granate na eraser. And buburahin po natin yung tingin natin na dirt or stain in a circular motion. Yan. So, circular motion po. And very gentle lang po. So, hindi po siya applicable sa mga pages na brittle na. Kasi pwede pong sumama yung page as we rub the eraser. Okay. Yan. So, use the brush para matanggal. Kung mapapansin niyo po yung eraser na ginamit, nagiging color black siya. Kasi sumasama na sa kanya yung dirt. Yan. And if you think po that yung brush nyo ay nagiging dirty, pwede po kayo magpalit ng brush. Kahit sa kalagitnaan po ng book, pwede po kayo magpalit ng brush. And at the end of each session, make sure that all the used brushes will be cleaned by water and mild soap. And take note na before using the brush again sa mga susunod na dry cleaning activity nyo, make sure po na dried completely po ang inyong mga brushes. Okay? So, kaya na tayo kuya. So, that's it. Okay. So, yan. After cleaning, yan, tatanggal po ng mga dirt na naipon from the dirty and dusty books. Okay. So, nakasunod po ba lahat? Sige po, pwede po kayo mag-chat. Nakita niyo po ba ng malinaw yung demonstration ni Kuya Marty? Sige po. Yan, yes daw, sabi ni Ma'am Maria Gloria. Yan. Kung hindi nyo man po na-perform yung dry cleaning, pwede nyo po siyang i-apply sa inyong mga libraries and personal book collections. Okay, so thank you, Mr. Mark Andrew. Okay, so my next and last topic is about the mending of, mending torn pages. In mending torn pages, so one of the most common disasters in our libraries or even in our personal book collections ay yung mga punit na pages ng book. Okay? So, para saan ba yung mending? So, our goal is getting books with torn pages back into circulation. Okay? So, yun po yung goal natin. Mending is one of the most simplest book repairs that you can do yourself. Okay? So, yan. So, ang mga kakailanganin po natin, in this activity, hindi po kami nag-require ng tools na i-prepare nyo po dahil po dito sa tacking iron na to, so hindi po lahat ay merong ganito. Okay, so this is called the tacking iron or the mending iron. Okay. Filmoplast R heat set tissue. So ito po siya. Ang brand niya ay Neshen. German brand po siya, or the transparent mending tissue or document repair tape. Okay, we will be needing again the spatula and the paperweight. Okay, and a sample of torn book or magazine. Okay, so yung mga kakailanganin natin. But before we proceed with the workshop, tanungin po natin yung self natin. We have to assess, may value ba yung book na i-repair natin? So, is it worth it? Is it worth it na i-repair pa natin siya, or pwede namang i-replace na lang? So, mga ganun po. So, is it cost efficient ba? Pagka ba siya na-repair, masisirculate pa ba siya or mahihiram pa ba siya? So, yun po yung different questions na pwede nating i-consider bago po natin gawin ang mending process. Okay? So, before the demo, again, I would like to play a short clip kung ano po yung mending process na gagawin later on. So, paki-play po yung mending video natin. So we have Kuya Carlito, our chief binder, to perform the mending procedure for torn pages. Okay, are we ready, Kuya? Okay, first, ayan, so kung makikita niyo po, meron si Kuyang sample ng torn page po ng isang libro. Ayan. So first po, you have to examine the torn page and pay attention to the details. Ito po ba ay kaya pa natin siyang ibalik sa original appearance niya? Okay? So you have to make sure na all the edges and the details of the page can still be matched. Okay? So dapat naka-align pa din po yung mga letters at saka yung mga pictures. Okay? So this will be your dry run for the sticking of the page back to its original state. Yan. So, Kuya, na-assess mo na? Okay? Please give me a thumbs up, Kuya. Okay? Okay. So, next po. So, pag na-line nyo na po yung mga words and pictures, yan. Yan na ba yung best, Kuya? Okay. So, hold the document in place at ilalagay na po natin yung ating document repair tape or yung ating mending tissue. So, ang ginamit po natin ay yung Filmoplast R adhesive. Hindi po siya ginagamitan ng scissors, so pwede na po siyang punitin. And yung kabilang side niya po ay medyo sticky, so yun po yung ididikit natin. Yan po yung ididikit natin sa silang document. So, yan. Kung yung tier po or yung punit niya ay hindi straight, you can use a series of tape sections to patch the tier. Pwede po siyang small series of tape. Okay, hindi naman po kailangan na straight line lang siya. So, hold the tape at both ends para po ma-outstretch siya in full length. Okay, so yan na. Pag stable na po yung tape sa torn page, Yan. So, we can use the document, the tacking iron. So, gagamitan na po natin siya ng heat. So, ipe-press lang natin yung ating na-preheat na tacking iron to set the tape. Yan. So, careful strokes again. So, ano yung ginagawa ng tacking iron? Sineset niya po yung fibers ng ating Filmoplast document repair tape. Yan. Yung fiber po nito, nagiging part na siya ng book. So, nagiging clear siya. As if wala po siyang idinikit. Yan, nagiging part na po siya ng page. Okay. Pwede po bang mas close upan ng konti? Yan. Kung makikita niyo po nagiging clear, yung kaninang white ay naging clear na siya. Yung texts and pictures, yan. So, kita pa din po siya. Wala po tayong natakpan na text. Okay. So, make sure lang that the tacking iron is not too hot. So, as not to add more damage. Pwede po tayong you can do patch testing bago natin siya ilapat sa torn page. Yan. And we can repeat the procedure at the back of the page if necessary. Pwede mo siyang ulitin para mas matibay siya. Yan. Sa left side po, ito po yung tacking iron natin. Yan. So, yung tacking iron po na ginamit ni Kuya Carlito, meron po siyang regulator wherein you can regulate the temperature. Yan. Ano pong ginamit ng temperature, Kuya? Yan. Yan. Okay. So, after that, we have to let it cool. Okay na, and that's it po, we're done. So, good as nyo na po siya. So, hindi po siya, yan. So, that's it. Thank you, Kuya Carlito. Okay, so may question po dito. Applicable po ba yan sa extremely damaged na book? So, you have to assess po. Pero kung extremely damaged po na siya po na book, hindi na po siya applicable kasi madami na po siyang kakailanganin na mending tissue. So, pwede po na ilagay na lang siya sa isang customized box instead of mending every pages po. So, it is more practical than mending every page. Okay? So, we're done. Okay? So, I hope you learned something from my topics and I hope that you enjoyed doing and watching the demo and the workshops. So, thank you all. Okay.
Yes. Hello po. Ang galing na, Ma'am Jana. Ganun pala yan, no?
Oo nga.
Para siyang magic. Para siyang magic na nakapilas lang siya at bigla na lang nagdikit. So, ako, excited na ako sa number 2, lecture workshop number 2 natin. Ma'am, ikaw ba? Excited ka na po ba?
Oo. Excited na ako, Gino. To begin our lecture workshop number 2, let me introduce our next. Sige.
Ayan, may question lang po. Sagutin ko po muna yung question. Sabi din po ni Miss Sheila, saan daw nakaka-avail ng tacking iron? So, we have local suppliers, yung East Asia Innovation. So, pwede nyo po siyang i-search sa yung website nila. Ipaki-google nyo na lang po yung East Asia Innovation or yung First and Finest. Yan po yung ating mga local suppliers. Or you can order directly from abroad sa universityproducts.com or preservationequipment.com po. Actually, there are more online stores po abroad which you can also check. So, Pwede nyo po siyang i-search na lang po siya sa Google. So, yun. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Farah, for answering the question. To start the lecture workshop number 2, our next workshop facilitator this afternoon is a licensed librarian and taking up her Master of Arts in Education, major in Library Science at the National Teachers College. She has been with the National Library of the Philippines since 2013 and is currently assigned at the Filipiniana Division Multimedia Section that helps the public to provide relevant library services and materials that they need. May I call on Ms. Maria Leonisa Azucena B. Panaligan, together with Mr. Carlito T. Cartago and Mr. Marty P. Ico. Let's give them a round of applause.
Ba't nag-clap na lang tayo?
Hello, good afternoon po sa inyong lahat, especially po sa ating mga participants na nakasama ngayong hapon. To begin with po, let me just fix my presentation. Dabo nga no. Ano nangyari? Ayan. So, good afternoon po ulit. My topic for this afternoon is book binding, soft cover books with simple stitch. So, ano po ba ito? So, what is book binding? So, book binding is a strong covering holding the pages of a book together. The process of producing a single volume from leaves, sheets, signatures, or issues of periodicals or of covering such a volume. The act of fastening, securing, and uniting a book. This relies on basic operations of measuring, cutting, and gluing. So, alam naman na po natin na if yung ating library collections or materials, especially po ang mga libro, kapag lagi po silang ginagamit or madalas gamitin, naglo-lose po yung pagkakabind sa kanila or yung pagkakasama-sama po ng pages. So, what we will do po is kailangan i-assess po natin and then tingnan po natin kung kailangan pa po natin silang i-rebind or if ever na ang isang material ay madalas gamitin sa library, para po ito ay mapanatili natin or ma-preserve natin sa shape nila, kailangan po natin silang i-rebind. So, ano po ba yung purpose or goal ng ating book binding? So, number 1 is to enhance the lifespan of library materials by insulating against wear and tear. To improve the durable quality of library materials, example is to maintain them in good shape while being used. So, yun nga po. Kaya tayo nagre-rebind. And then to improve their aesthetic qualities by creating a new book and thereby attracting readers to them. So, kapag na-rebind na po natin or nag-bind po tayo ng material, binibigyan na po natin ng parang panibagong character or panibagong appeal yung ating mga library materials para patuloy po na magamit sila ng ating mga patrons. So, yon. So, why bind? To give a new cover appeal, to preserve collections, and to make collections presentable to patrons. Siyempre po, kung overuse na po or madalas gamitin ang ating mga library collections, at nag-lose na po yung kanilang pagkakabind, may time po na hindi na siya talaga magagamit or mas nagkakaroon pa po ng mas malaking damage kapag hindi po naagapan na ma-rebind po siya para ma-preserve po yung shape ng ating library collection. So, yun po. So, may tanong po ba? Or masyado po ba ako mabilis? So, okay po. So, before our book binding procedure or before po tayo mag-start ng ating book binding workshop, let us all watch a short video clip about book binding. Ay, oo nga po pala. Okay, yun po ang ating short video clip about sa book binding. So, ito pong next na ipe-present ko, yung step-by-step procedure ng ating book binding po. So basically po, these are the tools and materials na kailangan po natin para sa ating book binding. So lahat naman po tayo siguro ay may ruler. So it's either pwede naman po na steel ruler or a plastic ruler ang gamitin natin na at least 12 inches po or at least 1 foot yung measurement. So, next one po is pair of scissors, pencil, bone folder. Ito po yung bone folder. Then, small hammer, small brush, cutter. Siguraduhin lang po natin na yung cutter is matalas po. Yun, para hindi po tayo mahirapan mag-cut. And then, book binding needles, especially po yung mga malalaki, matatabang needles. Then, long nose pliers. Then, materials naman po is bond papers, Morocco, or any thick paper na gagamitin po natin sa ating cover. Then, white glue or glue po. Then, thick thread. Yung usually po, kung thick thread, pwede po dito din yung pinangluluto po na thread natin. Then, booklot. Yon. So, yung bond papers po, more or less, 30 to 30 or more pieces po sana para medyo makapal. Okay po? Yon. So, step 1 is to assemble all the paper you will be using. So, choose your cover and paper. Figure out the size of your cover and paper. Cut or trim pages down to the same size or if it is necessary. Use a paper weight to hold the cover and papers in place. So, ang bookbinding naman po kasi is hindi lang naman po kasi siya ginagamit para i-rebind yung ating library material. So, ito po kasi pwede rin natin siyang gamitin kung gusto po natin gumawa ng journals, yon. Kaya, ito po yung parang example. Kung gusto nyo pong mag-create ng sarili nyong journal na or gusto nyo pong mag-practice ng bookbinding para po sa library collections nyo. So, yun po. So, kung gusto nyo naman po na buong band paper yung gamitin, pwede naman po or cut it in half size, pwede rin naman po. So, yun. Ito po yung magiging kalalabasan dapat. So, yan. Assemble your papers. Be sure po na magkakasize po silang lahat. Then, as you can see here, sa last picture, meron po tayong paperweight din na gagamitin. So, para saan po yung paperweight? Para po, ma-hold natin in place yung pinag-stock natin na bond papers, tsaka po yung soft cover natin. So, para hindi po siya galaw ng galaw. And then, next one po is measure and mark where to puncture holes for binding. So mark this with a dot or lightly circle them to make it easier for you to remember. So kailangan po nating i-measure para hindi po tayo magkamali or maiwasan po natin yung magdoble-doble ng butas. Kailangan po i-measure po natin ng eksakto lang dun sa ginagawa po nating book na ibabind. So, ito po siya. Yan. So, kung mapapansin niyo po, dun po sa upper and bottom edge, pwede niyo po siyang lagyan ng 1 centimeter na 1 centimeter mark para po sa pagpapuncture ng holes. So, yun po. Then, ilang holes po yung ipapuncture? So, 5 po yung ipapuncture natin na holes. So, yun. Kailangan nyo rin po i-measure kung gaano sila magkakalayo or magkakalapit. Yan po. Nakakasunod naman po sana ang lahat. Yan. And then, next one po, yon, nasa puncture holes using your nails and hammer. So, dito na po tayo mag-start maglagay ng holes using our nails and hammer. Okay. Sige. Masyado ako mabilis. Okay naman po, nakakasunod po.
Good afternoon. Pa-open po ng mga video nyo. Then focus po dun sa workshop table or workshop area nyo. How about the others po? Wala pong materials? We need to check po if you're following the workshop. Sige. Sir John Cedric, can we have you on spotlight? Okay lang po ba? Spotlight namin kayo. Kayo po ang aming model. Thumbs up po. Next step ka na ba? Sige lang, diretso mo na, Ice. People, we'd like to commend po all participants who have prepared materials for this workshop. Likewise, we also understand the situation of the other participants na mahina po ang internet connection. Anyways, you can review the videos later. But as much as you can po, please participate po so we can validate it if holding workshop in this venue is possible for next events po.
So next one po is stitch your materials. So after po natin mag-puncture ng holes using our nails and hammer, tatahiin naman po natin ito. Gamit nga po yung needles and thick thread na gamit po yung thick thread and needles. So cut a piece of thick thread that's roughly 2 times the length of the height of your papers or your materials, then thread it through your needle. Hold the book up with the spine facing you. For the purpose of this, the 5 holes will be numbered 1 to 5. So starting from left up to right po. So yon 1 to 5 po, and then magi-start po tayo ng pagtatahi sa hole number 3. So, pag naipasok nyo na po yung needle, yung sa hole, number 3, mag-iwan lang po kayo, leave at least 5 centimeter na haba ng thread na after po nun, yun po yung gagamitin natin para ibuhol at para po maibuhol natin mamaya yung thread natin para ma-hold po niya ng mas maganda yung materials na binain po natin. So ito po. Ito po yung pictures. Yan. So as you can see po dun sa number 3, from number 3, punta muna po siya sa hole number 4. So mangyayari po up, down. So kung down po sa number 3, then yun nga po, nag-leave kayo ng at least 5 centimeter tail. So proceed po tayo sa hole number 4 and then number 5. So, yun po. Medyo hilahin lang po natin ng very light din para maging tight po yung pagkakatahi natin. So, yun. So, after po ng hole number 5, balik po tayo sa hole number 4 para po, kung mapapansin nyo po, yung ilalim po, dapat mababind din siya ng thread. And then after hole number 4 po, proceed na po tayo sa hole number 2 and 1. Then after hole number 1 po, babalik po tayo sa hole number 3. Then maglilib uli po tayo ng another tail na at least 5 inches na katulad po nung una nating ginawa kanina para po makapag-tie a knot at ma-hold po yung ating binind na materials. Medyo hila-hilahin nyo lang din po yung thread nyo, yung para po hindi po siya maluwag. Then kapag nakapagbuhol na po kayo ng knot, and then you need to cut the excess thread and varnish the knot with your bone folder. So yun po din yung isa sa function ng ating bone folder para ma-flatten po ng kaunti yung knot. Para po hindi rin po siya matanggal sa pagkakabuhol. Yan. Ito po. Yung ating mga pictures. Kung nasusundan po nyo. Next one. Ito na po, yung pagtatay ng knot. So dito po sa last picture, ito na po yung ating finished product na nakabind na po. So hindi pa po siya totally finished kasi we need to cover the spine pa po with the use of our booklot. Dapat po yung thread, yung ibabaw po and ilalim, ganito po yung magiging kalalabasan niya. And then the next one, prepare the cover. So measure the height, width, and thickness of your spine. So using a booklot, apply the measurements nung measurements po nung inyong material. So it is important to add the extra space so there's overhang and the cover completely protects the pages. So dapat po makover niya syempre makover po niya yung pages and then makover po yung thread. And then kung na-apply na nyo po yung measurements dun sa ating booklot, pwede nyo na po siyang gupitin. Then, glue the spine cover. So, yun, pwede na po kayo mag-glue. Making sure that it is centered. So, medyo lagi nyo pong i-check. Baka po kasi hindi siya naka-center. So, yun. So, after nyo po siyang maidikit, flatten it and work out all the air bubbles with your bone folder. So, ito po siya. Yan. The measurement. Then, applying it to the booklot. Then, putting some glue or white glue onto the spine cover and paste it on your material. And using the bone folder, flatten it for the air bubbles. Yan. So, thank you. If ever po, pwede naman po natin na balikan or i-review uli yung mga pictures or video na nakita nyo kanina. I hope po na nakasunod po ang lahat. Thank you very much po.
So, may nakasunod po ba? Pwede pong ipaki-focus sa video. Thank you to Ms. Isa for facilitating the activity. A big round of applause, please, Mac. Wala. Hindi ready si Mac. Yun, thank you, Mac. So, meron po bang nakasunod? Nakagawa ng output? Okay, focus po sa video nyo yung nagawa nyo kung meron para ma-check ng ating mga facilitators. Kung meron po kayong tanong or hindi kayo nakasunod, pwede nyo pong tanungin ating facilitators. You can type in your question in the chat box kung meron po kayong mga questions. Hindi pa ata sila tapos.
Sige po. Antayin natin yung iba na makatapos. Pag
Opo.
nakatapos po, lapit po sa camera so everybody can see and appreciate your outputs. Thank you. Several more minutes. Sige po, we have time. We have enough time. Yun, nakatapos na po. Lapit lang po sa camera yung output. So we can screenshot your outputs.
Anong library daw po si Sir John Cedric? Anong library po kayo? Saang library po kayo? From Binyan City
Binyan po
Study
sila,
Center
Binyan
po. So, in Laguna po. Binyan City in Laguna.
Hello po sa inyo dyan.
Thank you po for participating.
Kung meron pa po kayong mga tanong, type nyo lang po sa ating chat box. sasagutin po natin po yun. Salamat po.
Bone folder po you can purchase from archival suppliers. Meron din po niyan na bamboo version po na sa National Bookstore po. Meron pong available doon. Kung wala po, you can also use popsicle sticks. Pwede din po yun.
Ma'am, may question po ulit from Miss Sheila. Yung booklet daw po ba kahit anong tela lang?
Booklet po, depende po sa application na kailangan nyo for your personal use. Halimbawa, for your scrapbooks, pwede po kahit anong cloth. For your library po, it's recommended that you use yung mga book cloth po talaga from library supplies or suppliers. May mga local suppliers po niyan sa Binondo.
Paki-comment po pag may nakatapos na ha.
Ma'am Christina, pwede niyo pong ipakita po yung natapos na po yung gawa sa video po.
Okay, focus po sa video para ma-check po ng ating facilitators. Ma-assess ang inyong gawa.
Sige po.
Thank you po.
Mac, pa-spotlight po yung nagpe-present ng output. Sige po. Lahat magpe-present po, we'll check po.
Yun,
Sir
galing.
Cardito, Sir
Kaway po,
Marky,
ma'am. Kaway po.
Karina, nasaan?
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, taas niyo po ulit, ma'am. Taas niyo po ulit, ma'am. Pakita niyo po.
Ganda, ma'am.
Ma'am, isa pa raw po ulit.
Focus
Pakiulit
natin.
po. Yun.
So,
Alright.
okay,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Ma'am Christina. Very good.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Kayo po ba yung nasa law? Ma'am Christina? Kayo po yung nasa law?
Kung meron na pong
Oo.
Yes. Thank you, Ma'am Christina Nakuna from Lao. Layo nyo po Thank you po for participating.
Kung meron na po ulit tapos, comment lang po.
Miss Ice, may nagre-request from Miss Roslyn Tudtod. Hello ma'am, pwede po ba pag-iulit ang pagtahi?
Kay Ma'am Sheila po. Mac, pwede pa focus kay Ma'am Sheila. Papakita niya po yung gawa niya. Kay Jan Cedric po. Kaway po, kaway. Taas po. Ganda po. Sir Carlito, check niyo po.
Okay naman siya.
Thank you, Mr.
Okay, maganda
Jan
naman. Okay, ayos lang.
Mr. Cedric.
Yung kay Sheila po.
Okay, Mr. John Cedric. Isa,
Sir John Cedric, ano pong ginamit ninyong booklot?
sa
Color
spine.
white? Sa spine. Ano pong ginamit niyo sa spine?
Hello po.
Yes, sir. Ano pong ginamit niyo sa spine?
Kasi po ma'am, yung may cloth po dito na tinanong po kasi ni Ma'am Sheila kung pwedeng any cloth. Ano naman po ma'am, scrapbook lang naman po siya for ano. So,
Personal notebook, yes.
Opo, any ano lang po, na tela po ditong nakuha namin.
Alright.
Pwede naman.
Yes po. So, pwede po yung ganyan. But, kung gagamitin niyo po sa preservation, of course, you really have to purchase yung mga archival quality po, yung mga background natin, yes. But for your personal use and other applications, pwedeng-pwede po yan. For your records po, na hindi naman for preservation or of high importance, pwede din niyo pong gamitin yan to keep everything together. Thank you po.
Okay po. Noted po. Thank you din po.
Thank you. Ilan pa po ba yung mga gumagawa? Meron pa po ba?
Meron pa po, ma'am. Si Sir Ryan po.
Sige. Hintayin natin siya.
Mm. Parang
Okay. We're going to have a group picture after the last output is presented. So you may want to do some retouch. Then we will invite everyone to open their videos again for the group picture. We're almost done with the first day.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So natapos po tayo ng maaga. But we need to have the pictures for documentation. Sige po. Sir Ryan, how are you doing? Sir Ryan, how are you
Hindi
doing?
pa tapos, ma'am. Magdidikit pa lang.
Nasa beach ka, sir. Yes.
Sige po, hintayin po namin yung
Antayin natin
tapos
yan,
niyan.
sir.
Malamig ba dyan, sir? May
Yes,
bagyo ba?
Masyado.
Sige po, tapusin niyo muna po yan.
Habang inaantay po natin si Sir Ryan, we'll run again the video para ma-review niyo po.
Sige po, pakitaan
Ano
niyo
po,
po.
ma'am? Okay na po.
Hey, tapos
So,
na.
Tapos na.
Thank you po.
Lahat po.
Nakita ko na, sir. Okay naman, Sir Ryan.
Okay. Approve
Good.
po lahat ng outputs nyo sa ating mga binders. Very good. Alright po. Prepare po tayo for the group picture. Mac? Ready ka na, Mac?
Ready po, ready na po. Pa-open lang po lahat ng video po.
I-turn on po ang inyong mga videos para sa ating auto-op.
Yan na ang normal auto-op.
Tapos na po din si Ma'am Rochelle. Dito ka,
Thank you
Rochelle.
po, Ma'am Rochelle.
Ito po.
Ma'am,
Wala kasi siyang cam.
wala kong cam sa...
Okay po. Thank you po sa inyo. Thank you.
Kaway. Doon.
Oh, kaway daw, sir.
Ay, kaway.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, sama po kayo sa picture.
Doon ka na lang.
Group picture po tayo.
Ida, pabukas po ng camera.
Taas niyo po yung mga gawa niyo po.
Okay, ready ah. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Okay, isa pa po. 1, 2.
One more, Mac. Okay,
Wait, ma'am.
smile,
Wait lang po.
everyone.
Okay po, ready ah. We're ready. 1, 2, smile. Okay po.
Mak, magsalita ka, Mak.
Meron pa po sa second batch po.
Okay.
Meron pa daw.
Open po yung camera po ng iba po. Si Ma'am Eileen, si Sir Ronnie.
Paki-turn on po yung
Ayun po yung
video
camera
nyo.
niya. Ma'am Maricar, Ma'am Janice, Ma'am Diosa, Ma'am Christine, pa-open po ng camera po. Take picture po.
Okay, open po yung camera nyo. Kasi magiging po yung picture nyo.
Okay, picture muna tayo. Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, one more po. Okay, ready po. Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay po, thank you.
Okay na?
Okay po.
Ate Jai, take it away.
Okay. So awarding of certificates. We will have the awarding of certificates to our workshop facilitators. Ma'am, paki-flash yung certificates. nila Miss Aisa at ni Miss Farah. Bakit paki-flash na lang ng blank certificate?
Wait po lang.
Okay.
Sagit lang po ah.
Sige, sige. Wala daw po siyang nagawa. Kasi sabi nila wag na eh. Pero sabi ko babasahin po na lang po eh. Sige, basahin muna natin yung mga comments from our participants. Thank you NLP, FD, nakapollow naman po sa workshop. Wala lang camera ang desktop na gamit ko. From Mary Jane Cortez, Salangad. Gino.
Sabi naman po ni Mark, malaking tulong po ito to preserve the collection to our library. Kudos to all of you. Maraming salamat din po sa pag-attend niyo po at Diana.
Message from Mr. Ronnie Comel. Ma'am, desktop po gamit ko at wala din pong camera. Okay. Okay lang po. From Mr. Mark Andrew Bacoro, thank you facilitators and NLP FD for this webinar workshop. Thank you rin po for participating. Kay Ma'am Sheila, thank you po. Thank you rin po.
Maraming salamat po sa inyo po lahat.
From Ma'am Lilian Jurado, thank you so much. Very informative session. Always keep safe and God bless us. God bless all. Keep safe din po and God bless.
Din po.
Makasa na. Ayan. So, let me read the citation for our workshop facilitators. Award this certificate of participation to Miss Faralyn S. Gocoyo for participating in the webinar of Filipiniana of the NLP, a trove of cultural and intellectual publications and other materials with the topic, Assessing Recording, Book Condition, and Sample Damage, held via Zoom on November 19, 2020. Given this 19th day of November 2020 via Zoom and NLP YouTube channel, signed by Cesar Gilbert Q. Adriano, our director. Another one.
Thank
Another
you.
certificate awards is for Miss Maria Leonisa Azucena B. Panaligan for participating in the webinar of Filipiniana of the NLP, a Trove of Cultural and Intellectual Publications and Other Materials with the topic Book Binding Simple Stitch Model. Held via Zoom on November 19, 2020. Given this 19th day of November 2020 via Zoom and NLP YouTube channel. Signed by Director Cecil Gilbert Q. Adriano. Thank you to our workshop facilitators.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat. Po, I hope na lahat po kayo is nag-enjoy at marami rin po kayong natutunan. Magkita-kita po ulit tayo bukas alas 8 po ng umaga. See you po.
Thank you po sa lahat ng mga participants na nagbigay ng inyong time sa amin. Pwede nyo pong i-replay yung video sa YouTube. Nasa YouTube lang po siya. Kung hindi po kayo nakasabay kanina or meron kayong mga tanong, pwede nyo pong i-chat sa chat box. Babasahin po ulit namin yan
Ma'am
bukas.
Christina, 8 a.m. po ulit, ma'am.
Bukas po wag nyo kakalimutan attendance. Kasi kailangan po meron kayong 2-day attendance for you to have the e-certificate. Thank you po.
Thank you po. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow at 9. At anong oras ba bukas? 9?
8.
8 po pala.
Hi.
Bye po.
So,
8 o'clock po bukas ha. Thank you, thank you.
Hi ma'am, good afternoon. Hello.